Good morning, class. Today we will be discussing experiments on photosynthesis. Now, photosynthesis, as you know, is the process of manufacture of food by green parts of the plant in presence of chlorophyll from carbon dioxide and water. Now, food that is synthesized is in the form of glucose, which is then polymerized to form starch, and it is starch which is present in the leaf. So when we do experiments on photosynthesis, basically we test for the presence of starch in the leaf. So first and foremost, I will write the equation for photosynthesis so that one by one we can discuss each experiment. Now, carbon dioxide and water are the raw materials. In presence of light and the green pigment chlorophyll, glucose is produced, oxygen is given as a byproduct, and water is reformed in the reaction. If we balance the equation, 6 molecules of carbon dioxide, 12 molecules of water form 1 molecule of glucose, 6 molecules of oxygen and 6 molecules of water. So basically we are going to test for the presence of starch, that is N molecules of glucose polymerized to form starch, and when 2 molecules of glucose are joined, a molecule of water is removed. That is why instead of H12O6 I have written H10O5. That is, each time a molecule of glucose combines with another molecule, a molecule of water is removed, and that's how the chain is formed, and we say starch is formed. So basically we test the presence of starch in the leaf after doing any experiment on photosynthesis. So the first and foremost thing that we have to do is destarching, is to destarch a plant. Now D means removal of starch. Destarching means removal of starch. So this means that the starch which was prepared by the plant before the experiment has to be removed, so that when we test for the presence of starch, it is clear that we are testing the starch that has been prepared by the plant during the experiment that we have conducted. So how is destarching done? I have told you what is destarching. Now how is destarching done? Destarching is done by keeping a plant in dark for 24 to 48 hours. The plant is kept in dark. In dark means it is not getting light, so it will not be able to synthesize more starch, and the starch that was already present in the plant will be removed from that organ, from the leaf, and will be translocated or stored in the storage organs. That is removal of starch before the experiment. Now, what are the various experiments that we are going to conduct? First experiment, we will see the presence of starch after photosynthesis. Second experiment that we are going to see is light is essential for the process of photosynthesis. Third experiment that we will do is we will prove that chlorophyll is required for photosynthesis. Fourth experiment that we will do is that carbon dioxide is essential for photosynthesis. For this we are going to see 2 experiments. The second one will be modification of the first. So, and the 6th experiment that we are going to see is that oxygen is produced during photosynthesis. So now destarching is clear to you. Before we begin any experiment, the plant has to be kept in dark for 24 to 48 hours so that all the starch that was already present in the plant has been removed, has moved to the storage organs or has been used up by the plant, and whatever we are going to check will be that is produced, that starch that is produced during the experiment. So first is to see that the plant has starch. We take a well-watered potted plant which has been destarched already, kept in dark for 24 to 48 hours. Now we keep this plant in the sun. Rays of light will fall on the leaves, and say after 5 to 6 hours, plant will perform photosynthesis. We will check the leaf of the plant for the presence of starch. So we detach a leaf from here. The test that we do is called starch test. We remove a leaf. First step is we will boil the leaf in hot water. Boil the leaf in water, which will kill the cells of the leaf. Second step is we will put alcohol, ethyl alcohol, or we can even use methylated spirit, and we'll boil the leaf in that. When we do this step, the chlorophyll is removed from the leaf. The chlorophyll is removed. Now, the leaf also becomes hard and brittle. So, the third step is we keep this leaf in hot water again. This will make the leaf soft. Now, we use iodine solution to test for starch. So, iodine solution is poured on the leaf and we get the result. The result is that the leaf, if it has starch, if the starch is present, the leaf turns blue-black with iodine solution. The color of the leaf becomes blue-black with iodine solution. And if it did not have starch, if starch is not present, the leaf will become brown. So in this case, we see after doing the starch test, that is testing it with iodine solution, we see that the leaf has become blue-black, clearly indicating that a plant after destarching, when it was kept in the sun, has undergone the process of photosynthesis, has manufactured starch. So at the end of the experiment, the leaf becomes blue-black, indicating the presence of starch. So this was the first experiment test for starch in a leaf during photosynthesis. I hope this is clear. Then I will erase and move on to the second experiment. So as I have told you, for any experiment we are going to destarch the plant first and test for starch. So this is common for all the other experiments that we are going to perform and see. So these two you have to understand, this will be common. So I am erasing it now. And we move on to the next experiment. As I have said, presence of light is essential for photosynthesis. Our aim of the experiment or object of the experiment is that light is essential for photosynthesis. For this, again we take a plant, destarch it for 24 to 48 hours, and then on one of the leaves, we put a strip of black paper. This is black paper, and this portion is also, this is getting light, this is getting light, this portion in the center. We've cut a hole in the strip of black paper, so the center of the leaf is also getting light, and the black paper is covering this portion of the leaf, so no light will be available to this portion of the leaf. Okay. The center is also getting light. Let us say the center is getting light. Now when we put this plant in sun and leave it for 5 to 6 hours, and after that we pluck the leaf. We pluck the leaf and draw the boundary of the leaf on a paper like this and show the area where it was covered with black paper. Mark the boundary like this. And then do all the steps for the starch test. First, we boil the leaf. Second, treat it with ethyl alcohol or spirit to dissolve chlorophyll. Third step, we again put it in hot water. And fourth, we test it with iodine solution. Iodine solution will test the presence of starch. So we will see the portion that was getting light, that is, after the test we see that this and this, these three portions that were getting light on testing with iodine have turned blue-black, whereas the portion that was under the black paper has become brown, clearly indicating that only those portions of the leaf that received sunlight were able to synthesize starch, and the portion that did not get light could not synthesize starch. So this was the second experiment proving that light is essential for photosynthesis. Now we come to the third experiment. In this third experiment, we keep a destarched plant. Now the plant has to be a special plant in which the leaves are variegated. Variegated means portion of the leaf is not green. It can be white, it can be yellow, but portion of the leaf is colored or does not have chlorophyll. So these kinds of leaves are called variegated leaves. So for testing the presence of chlorophyll, we need a plant with variegated leaves. And this plant is destarched. After destarching, we keep it in the sun for a few hours, break the leaf and draw the boundary of the leaf on a paper. Draw the areas where it was non-green. These are the non-green areas and the remaining leaf is green in color. Draw the boundary, then test the leaf for starch, boil it, treat it with ethyl alcohol or methylated spirit, keep it in hot water, test it with iodine, and at the end we see the result that these patches are brown in color, that is, could not synthesize starch, whereas the remaining leaf becomes blue-black in color, clearly indicating that only those portions of the leaf that had chlorophyll could synthesize food or could perform the process of photosynthesis. The non-green portions became brown, did not give the iodine test or tested negative for starch. So this is the third experiment. Now we come to the fourth experiment. The aim of the fourth experiment is to prove that carbon dioxide is essential for photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide is essential for photosynthesis. Again, for this we take a plant, destarch it, remove all the starch that is present, keep that plant in sun. Before we keep that plant in sun, we have to put one of the leaves, two leaves we will take into consideration for the experiment. One of the leaves we will through a split cork, insert inside a conical flask which contains potassium hydroxide. Now potassium hydroxide absorbs carbon dioxide that is present in the air. So all the air present inside the flask is devoid of carbon dioxide because carbon dioxide has been absorbed by potassium hydroxide. Now the air inside the flask does not have carbon dioxide, and this leaf 1 is not getting carbon dioxide, leaf 2 is getting carbon dioxide because it is exposed to the air. We leave it in sun for a few hours, say 5-6 hours, and test it for the presence of starch. We break both these leaves, leaf 1 and leaf 2, and test them individually for starch. We will see, boil the leaf, both the leaves, treat it with methylated spirit, again keep it in hot water and test it with iodine solution. We will see leaf 1 did not get carbon dioxide, so on doing starch test becomes brown in color. Whereas leaf 2, which was getting carbon dioxide, on testing with iodine has become blue-black in color, clearly indicating that it got carbon dioxide. The second leaf got carbon dioxide from the air, was able to perform photosynthesis, whereas the first leaf did not get carbon dioxide, so could not perform the process of photosynthesis. This is the fourth experiment. Now we come to the alteration or modified form of the same experiment, in which we test the leaf, same leaf, for starch. Half the leaf is put in a bottle or a flask containing KOH through a split cork. Same leaf, half of it is inserted through the split cork into a bottle containing KOH. So this portion of the leaf that is inside the flask does not get carbon dioxide, whereas the portion that is outside the flask gets carbon dioxide. Portion of the leaf inside the flask is not getting carbon dioxide. Portion of the leaf outside the flask is getting carbon dioxide. This is called Moll's half leaf experiment. EXPT is short form for experiment. Moll's half leaf experiment. Then we break this leaf and draw the boundary of the leaf on a paper. Portion that was not getting carbon dioxide, portion that was getting carbon dioxide, and test it for the presence of starch. Boil the leaf, treat it with ethyl alcohol or methylated spirit, keep it in hot water and test it with iodine solution. We see the portion that was inside the flask turned brown, whereas portion which was outside the flask containing carbon dioxide, which received carbon dioxide from air, turned blue-black in color. So in the same leaf we can prove portion of the leaf getting carbon dioxide became blue-black, that is synthesized starch, and the portion of the leaf inside the flask not getting carbon dioxide turned brown, indicating that it could not synthesize starch because carbon dioxide was not available. So we have proved by means of this experiment that carbon dioxide is essential for photosynthesis. So 2 experiments we did. In one, the whole leaf was inside a flask containing KOH. In the second, half leaf was inside the flask containing KOH. So with this we have done 5 experiments. Now we come to the 6th one, that oxygen is produced as a byproduct during the process of photosynthesis. When we were doing the importance of photosynthesis, I told you photosynthesis is the only physiological process which provides food to all, which provides the life supporting gas oxygen. Now we are going to prove that oxygen is synthesized during photosynthesis. This experiment we are going to do in an aquatic plant. So for this we need a plant that grows in ponds, and we have to take those plants like Hydrilla and Elodea, because the board sometimes asks you the name of the plant used for this experiment, so you should know the name. Same way, when we had done experiment proving that chlorophyll is essential for photosynthesis, if you get an experiment based question, sometimes part of the question is name any such plant with variegated leaves. So for that also you should know the names. Variegated plants are crotons. They are ornamental plants with different colored patchy leaves. Then coleus is another plant. So remember these two names for testing the presence of chlorophyll for photosynthesis. Variegated plants like crotons and coleus is used, and for production of oxygen by the plant, a pond water plant like Hydrilla and Elodea are used. So remember the name. For this we even need pond water. We take a beaker full of pond water. Put Hydrilla plant in the beaker containing pond water. This is pond water. Suppose this is Hydrilla plant. Now we invert a funnel and we leave some gap here so that water can be circulated in the funnel. Some gap here, keep it on a piece of small wood chunk and invert the funnel over this plant. Fill the entire beaker and the funnel with pond water. There's pond water all along, and this is Hydrilla plant. Then this is all, the stem of the funnel is also full with water. There's water all around. Then we take a test tube, fill it with pond water and invert it over this funnel. This is also full with water. Water all over in the test tube, like this. Then keep this setup in sun. When it gets light, this green plant Hydrilla will start performing photosynthesis, and when photosynthesis is done or food is manufactured, oxygen comes as a byproduct. We will see bubbles of a gas rising from here, and soon after a few hours we see that their water has been displaced and gas has collected here. The bubbles were of a gas, and that gas has collected at the tip of the test tube. But how do we prove that this gas is oxygen? Gas has collected, we have seen, bubbles are being produced. To prove that this gas is oxygen, we remove the tube and bring a glowing splinter, and we will see it will burst in flame. Glowing splinter, if it bursts in flame, proves that the gas is nothing but oxygen. So we say gas is oxygen which is produced during photosynthesis. So these are the 6 experiments that we have seen. These experiments are very important from the board point of view, because in the board paper you get questions that are based on experiments. So you have to know the concept of photosynthesis, the equation of photosynthesis, how starch test is performed, and how you are proving that each of these are essential for photosynthesis. That is, light is essential, chlorophyll is essential, presence of carbon dioxide is essential, oxygen is given out, and starch is formed during photosynthesis. So revise them. And with this we have completed the chapter. Good luck till next time. Stay happy, stay healthy, and keep studying.